The Financial Survival Network, helping you survive and thrive in the new economy. Go to carrylutz.com and sign up for 30 free micro trainings on financial survival.
1490 WGCH. This is Kerry Lutz, and you're listening to the Financial Survival Network, which is brought to you by Miles Franklin. They've been in business selling gold and silver for over 20 years, and I'm a customer because when you buy, they ship. For more information, find them on the web at milesfranklin.com or give them a call at 800-822-8080 and get a free quote. I'm with Rick Freeman. He is the head of what I would call an alternate bank, because one day, and it's happening before our very eyes, all of these too big to fail banks are going to fail. What will we be left with then? How will you be able to change money? How will you be able to cash checks? Will you be able to cash checks? Rick provides an extremely valuable service to the community in that there are people who, for whatever reason, either don't want to have a bank account or need to do a series of transactions that banks just put you through the ringer to accommodate. So he does them for you. Hey, Rick, welcome to the Financial Survival Network.
Thanks very much, Kerry. I'm glad to be here.
We're really happy to have you here because we're all about financial survival, and you're really at the front lines of financial survival, aren't you?
I had no idea about it, but yes, apparently I am.
So, Rick, you are a virgin entrepreneur. How does that feel?
Oh, I'm no longer a virgin is what it feels like. I have never owned a business before, run a business before. I've always worked for the man. So this is definitely my first outing, and I wanted to be smart. I felt working with money was going to be the smartest.
Well, you're definitely the most careful when you're working with that. So this is a franchise, correct?
Oh, yes. It's called Family Financial Centers. They're based in Doylestown, PA. The name of my business is Check Cashing Plus, located in 6 North Water Street in Greenwich.
Your average customer who comes in here, who is he or she?
My average customer is those who you would find in a laundromat, because that's where I am.
So they come to launder their clothes and then launder their money?
There was some thought about calling the place Money Laundry, but I can't do that. No. There's no money laundering going on in my place. Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah, just a joke. But people come here, they've got their paycheck, and they're on the outs with the banking system for a number of reasons. They might have had their funds garnished by my former firm. They might be sick of the fees that they pay, where they're penalized for not having a certain balance. But these people come here, and they're really grateful, aren't they?
Well, the most important characteristic that I see is that the people who come here, they manage their money well, but they live check to check. And they can't afford to wait for 3 days for the bank to clear it, whatever the mysteries are that are involved in cashing a check. They can't afford to wait for 3 days to do it. They need their money now.
When they come here, you charge them a fee, obviously, for cashing a check, and you verify their identity. But most of them are pretty hardworking, honest people, aren't they?
I'd say 99% of them, yes, absolutely.
And then you provide other services as well, right?
I do. I've got many other services in my little kiosk inside the laundromat here. I buy gold, I buy silver, I'm selling airline tickets, I help people pay bills, and Western Union, send money, money orders, bill payment through Western Union or others, and phone services, international recharges, phone cards. I sell debit cards, and I'll be soon to sell ice pops.
Ice pops, which on hot days coming up in the summer, is definitely a plus. Person who's coming in here for a couple of bucks, they cash their paycheck and they've got instant cash. They don't have to wait around and they can just go about their way and not get tied up by the banking bureaucracy, the regulations, right?
That's likely to. But I got to say that not all the people who come in here are worker bees. I mean, there are plenty of people who come in. I get calls all the time from people who say, "Hi, can you cash a $10,000 check?" And I'll say, "Yeah, bring lots of ID and take care of it." If the check is good and they are who they say they are, then we're on.
So, Rick, one thing I notice here is you basically know all of your customers pretty much on a first-name basis. How many banks are like that?
Oh, many in the 20th century, not so many in the 21st.
Yeah, do you remember the good old day when the bank was basically located in the town, one branch, the president was a pillar of the community and gladly made loans based on your character. if he knew you and knew that you paid your debts, that you honored your obligations, you got a loan. And nowadays, it's they run your credit report and that's it.
I remember getting a lollipop from my bank book for the balance in my bank book because I was a saver. But those days is long gone.
Yeah, I remember opening up like 8 different bank accounts and getting toasters and electric can openers and radios. And if you put enough money in, they actually gave you a TV set. And then it was costing them so much money in premiums, they had to go and get a law passed against it to protect themselves from themselves.
I remember those days, yes.
Yeah, and that's what banks do. Banks are, many of them, put it this way, I know some good people in the banking industry, many of them are parasitic, and they wind up feeding on their own and destroying themselves in this quest to facilitate the international financial casino lottery that's going on. It's just an amazing thing. And to see someone like you, a small business who basically provides an alternative for people that don't want to deal with banks and knows his customers, that's pretty amazing in this day and age.
Well, thank you. I didn't realize the strength with which the attitude with which you held the banks. But I mean, honestly, I'm a front end of a bank in a way also. I have a bank account. It's because of my good credit that I was able to establish this business. And what I'm doing is using my good credit to help people who may not have the best credit or may not have credit as they know it or as we know it in the United States to get what they need, which is get money quickly and be able to, work, get their money, and go on with their lives.
And Rick, how'd you get into this business?
I fell into this business. I was unemployed for a couple of years and started looking around for an outlet for my creativity and met a franchise broker. And he showed me and my wife several options, none of which we really cared for, some of which were too people intensive, like employment services or something like that. I just didn't want all the moving parts. And I like the simplicity of this particular model because the inventory is cash. It doesn't seem to spoil as far as I can tell.
Well, we'll see about that after the next phase of the financial crash. But for now, your inventory is pretty current.
Well, that is true. After the next financial crash, if that does happen to happen, I still have some inventory left, hopefully. And even so, this just felt like a good fit for me. I had no idea if I'd like it or not, but I happen to like it an awful lot because of the people aspect as well as the money aspect.
All right, Rick. Thanks so much. It's really been great having you on the Financial Survival Network. Could you just tell us again where we find you?
Located in 6 North Water Street in Greenwich.
All right, Rick. Well, you take care, and we'll talk to you again soon.